Yeah, the Summer Game Fest kickoff show wasn't great. We did have some fun doing the live reaction, but with The Last of Us remake leaked before the event, there was not really any big surprise left. Now, I would argue that there are still some cool new games to look at though, and updates on already announced titles. Like, I really dig the trailer for Marvel's Midnight Suns, and they also dropped some brand new gameplay. I'm not really convinced by that, but again, I think it's worth discussing. So I want to give you the rundown of the biggest reveals during Summer Game Fest so far. We got some new games, some new leaks. Of course, if you like these big Sunday videos, then leaving a like on the video would really help me out. And totally subscribe, because every Sunday I drop a big rumor and news roundup video like this. Although, high chance it's not a Sunday when you watch this, but that's because of the whole Summer Game Fest schedule. Like, I wanted to already give you an update on what has happened so far, and also what did not happen. Like, we did not get a new God of War Ragnarok trailer, while that would have been super exciting. Now, we do have a big update though on the release date, with Jason Schreier himself now reporting that the game as of today is still planned for November 2022, with a release date announcement happening as early as the end of June. So while things could of course change, usually when Jason reports things they end up being true. So I'm holding my fingers crossed. This news at least made me less sad that we did not see Ragnarok at Jeff Keighley. And overall think that the Callisto Protocol demo was totally the highlight of the show. Next to that Naughty Dog update, of course, which I already went in depth on in a previous video, which I will link to at the end of this one. No, but not only does this third-person action horror game look really good graphics-wise, it also showed some interesting mechanics, like the brand new grip gun. And yeah, it looks even more than Dead Space than the trailer suggested, especially when main character Jacob Lee puts on his new armor. As you might know, it's from the original Dead Space creators, but I totally think this could be more exciting than the remake that launches 1 month later. I would not be surprised if this ends up on some Game of the Year lists if it indeed makes the December 2nd date. Now, a completely new game we saw is Aliens Dark Descent, and at first I thought it was going to be very similar to Fireteam Elite that launched last year, but then we saw the top-down gameplay. So it's a single-player title, but you command a crew of soldiers in real time. You have to think of tactics, there are character classes with special abilities, upgrades are possible to your arsenal, and this all needed to successfully fight the Xenomorphs. It should drop in 2023 on the PlayStation, Xbox and PC. But some things also dropped immediately, the big one being the Saints Row Boss Factory, and maybe you already saw Joyce stream that character creator on the channel. Like, you can download it right now and then already toy around with the many tools to make your boss, so then you can immediately jump into Saints Row when it launches on August 23rd. We also saw a pretty nice new trailer during the Epic Games livestream a little later. Like, as I said before, I'm not expecting this game to be groundbreaking, but I am overall looking forward to just a new open world game where I can cause mayhem, play with a friend. We will totally be covering it here on the channel. And speaking of that Epic Games live show, don't worry, you did not miss anything, but I do want to touch on a new Lord of the Rings title they did announce. It's called Return to Moria. It's a survival game. You play a dwarf, you have to build, but also of course try to survive the shadow, so incoming orcs. Now, it's not gonna be a game for me, but I hope it turns out to be great. So far, I'm not really impressed, and that's kind of the problem with Lord of the Rings games right now. A lot of like smaller studios are usually making them. We have the Gollum game coming as well. Discussed that before in Sunday videos too. I'm just not really liking what I'm seeing, and I would not really mind if there was also like a cool upcoming Lord of the Rings game that we know of, but we know that the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War team is on Wonder Woman instead. Like, I would have loved another Middle-earth game from them, but it really seems that if you have that Tolkien itch, it's going to be these titles for a while, but I hope it changes. This survival game is, by the way, Epic Game Store exclusive, and it should be out next year. Another highlight we saw at Summer Game Fest is Metal Hellsinger, a Doom-looking game, but you have to shoot and reload to the beat. Like, the better you play to the music, the more damage you do, and also the more intense the music becomes. So yeah, it's really taking the metal music from a Doom-style game to the next level. We also learned that weapons should have their own ultimate abilities, and there is actually a demo out now on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series consoles so you can check it out with the full game coming on September 15th. Remember this Dead Island 2 trailer? Well, this variant was shown during Summer Game Fest for if you missed it, and yeah, we all thought it was the return of that zombie game because it should still be out before April 2023, believe it or not. But no, it turned out to be Goat Simulator, not 2, but 3. Like, they completely skipped the second part. Why not? This trailer actually makes a bit of sense because the game is set on a sunny island and the big new thing is multiplayer. So you can destroy things as goats with up to 4 players. It's next gen only and coming exclusively on PC to the Epic Game Store. So yeah, that did not turn out to be a zombie game, but overall the show had a ton of similar looking horror titles. Fort Solace was announced with Troy Baker and Arthur Morgan actor Roger Clark. Another Dead Space type adventure it seems. The trailer did not show a lot. It's an independent studio, likely a smaller game. We don't know a lot about it, but Troy and Roger seem to be into it. To stay in the horror team, a Blooper Team also announced that they're bringing back Layers of Fear in early 2023, and we also saw Routine at the show, which another space horror game. Seems like many people had the same idea, and it kind of all blended together during this almost 2-hour show. So I wish they would have just picked and choose some of them instead of putting them all here together. Now again, my favorite trailer was from Marvel's Midnight Suns, revealing Venom and Spider-Man for this turn-based RPG. And Spider-Man doesn't only come in a really cool looking outfit, but is also voiced by Yuri from Insomniac Spider-Man, as you maybe also heard in the trailer. It's not the same Spider-Man though, but it's still nice to hear him as Spidey in a different game. And yeah, it's also completely different gameplay-wise. Next to the cinematic trailer, Game Informer dropped new gameplay where we see Spider-Man and other characters fight Venom. There are some cool cutscenes here and there, but things slow down drastically during the pretty long boss fight. So the idea is that you constantly get random cards to make things a bit unpredictable, and each card is linked to a move for a certain hero. So you use a card, but also have to look at the environment and use that to your advantage for a ton of extra damage. I really think a demo would be nice for this game so you can get a feel for it yourself. Right now it seems like a lot of reading, the cards are kind of overwhelming. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We did learn that there are 13 playable heroes with 1 yet to be revealed, and we of course can also make our own character. October 7th is the announced release date, and I will totally be keeping an eye out. Seeing Spidey was at least nice. The other superhero game launching in October, Gotham Knights, showed up here as well, only this trailer wasn't that great. It was another look at Nightwing, while it would have been great to see Robin or Batgirl, who weren't featured in the recent gameplay. There should at least be a trailer like this for every character though, so more looks very soon. I hope it's more exciting than what we just watched. Many Summer Game Fest reveals and live reactions will still be happening. We got Microsoft and Bethesda, Capcom, also Square Enix announced a Final Fantasy VII Remake show. Hopefully we see part 2 there. We will be live reacting throughout the week. I also got more awesome videos planned. I did not mention Nightingale here, a brand new survival game from ex-BioWare veterans. Looked really cool as well. Expect a video on that very soon. And way more content throughout the week. So, hope you will be joining for the live reactions. Otherwise, I will likely see you in another reveal announcement roundup or in the other content. So, subscribe to miss nothing. A like on the video would really help me out. And if another reveal and announcement roundup video is up, you can watch it by clicking on the screen. Otherwise, you will see that Last of Us video I already mentioned. And links to all the videos I overall mentioned will be in the video description. Speak to you soon. Goodbye.